What's going on, y'all? Your boy Darius here back in for another video, and this time, I was going to sit here and record a reaction to, one of the OMG wrestling highlights videos that I normally do, right? But I decided, no. The only wrestling thing I'm doing tonight is this CM Punk Jack Perry all-in fight footage that was released on AEW Dynamite tonight. It's been one of the big things people have been talking about, for the past few days, right? Oh, the Young Bucks are gonna, show the all-in footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry getting into their little scuffle, right? The one that ultimately got Punk fired. Even though Punk said that he said after this that he quit, so he was gonna be gone anyway. But this has, ever since this was announced, people have been asking the question: is this a good idea, right? Why are you doing this? There's people who believe that, Tony Khan is doing this because he was pissed at what CM Punk said in his interview with Ariel Helwani, right? Where, he said that AEW isn't a real business. He said, Tony is a nice guy, but not a real boss, right? And people felt that, Tony Khan probably felt a certain type of way about that. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to release this footage to make CM Punk look bad. People also thought maybe, this is just, at the end of the day, a ratings boost. Get those ratings clicks, man. Obviously, WWE right now has all the goodwill, all the attention in the world coming off of a fantastic WrestleMania weekend. So maybe Tony's like, you know what? In combination of the fact that I don't like what Punk said in the interview, I'm going to release this because you know what? It's going to get them sweet ratings, man. A sweet ratings pop, man. And also, we could use this potentially to reintroduce Jack Perry onto AEW television. All three of those things could be true, right? All those things could be true. But I asked the question after seeing the video, which I'm not going to show here. This screenshot's all you're going to get. You can go out there and find the video. It's all over Twitter. You can go find it, right? The gist of what happens is basically exactly as CM Punk said in that interview with Ariel Helwani, where he said, there's no audio in it, so we don't hear what's said. We can just see, Punk and Jack Perry talking. Punk had said that he went up to him after the whole Real Glass Crimea River thing, and he's like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you doing all this internet shit? Do we have a problem? What's going on here? Jack Perry, allegedly, according to Punk, said, hey, if you got a problem with it, do something. Punk's just like, bro, I'm training MMA and shit. Like, dude, I could wreck you. And then they got into it. And in the video, you can see Punk pushes Jack Perry, locks him in a headlock and a guillotine of sorts. And then, Samoa Joe comes in, other people come in to try and get Punk off of Jack Perry. Because let's be honest, there was a theory amongst people that, maybe what's going to happen in this video footage is going to completely contradict what Punk said and show Punk to be a liar, right? Maybe Jack Perry's going to easily get out of whatever chokehold Punk put him in and show that, Punk ain't shit. Even though, we saw in the UFC, Punk kind of ain't shit. But that was against other MMA people. Against the average person, against me, hell, he'd probably kick my ass. Who knows, right? He's certainly taller than me and shit, but that didn't happen. It did not show Jack Perry, effortlessly getting out of the choke, right? He had to get help. People had to come in and help get this old man off of him, man. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it was exactly what Punk said happened. What was the point? Why would you do this? Like, what? Who does this help? This doesn't help Jack Perry. This doesn't help. And I'm not an avid AEW watcher, right? I don't watch AEW. I'm not someone, I just don't find much enjoyment out of it. The matches are always crazy and always pretty good, but the stories and the characters don't really grasp me. So I don't really watch it. I'll watch clips of the important stuff. But from what I've seen of Jack Perry, what he's doing in New Japan, right? He's calling himself the scapegoat, right? I got cast off or whatever because of what happened with CM Punk. I'm the scapegoat. This doesn't show you to be the scapegoat, man. It just shows you getting choked out. This doesn't help Jack Perry at all. When he gets brought up back to Dynamite or whatever, what is this going to do for him? You go on Twitter right now, the overwhelming narrative on Twitter is Jack Perry got his ass beat by CM Punk. So what was the point of this? Who is this really helping? At the end of the day, I think it was just for ratings. Seeing as that footage, like obviously is playing into whatever beef the Young Bucks and FTR have, because FTR, they were aligned with CM Punk. They were friends with CM Punk during his tenure there. And I guess from the Bucks' perspective and their heel characters, it's just like, oh, look at this dude. He just attacks Jack Perry. He's out of control. You were FTR. You were friends with this man. But what does that really do? He's not in the company. He's in a different company. He's in your competitor, and he's living his best life right now. It's like there's people who, say that, hey, Punk should stop talking about AEW. Punk hasn't talked about AEW. He's tried to move on. It was just in that specific interview with Ariel Helwani, he asked him straight up what happened, and Punk's like, all right, you're going to ask me what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. He even said, I don't like bringing this stuff back up, but since you're asking me, I'm going to talk about it. At least he's, shed some light on stuff, because Tony Khan certainly, here's the thing, Tony Khan has, up until this point, not said a damn thing about what happened. Right? He would always be like, oh, I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk about it. I don't want to get into it. He could have put out his side of things instead of doing this, right? A while ago. Instead of this segment, this pointless segment, he could have, I don't know, maybe put another women's match on Dynamite, since he seems to have a problem with that at times, right? Like, it helps no one really. Like, if anything, it's going to end up helping CM Punk. Why? Because you just know Drew McIntyre is probably going to reference this in their feud, their amazing feud that they're having right now. Like, it's just there's no point to doing this. This is ridiculous. Oh man, I've seen on Twitter, stuff like WCW 2000 trending. This is not that. WCW 2000 was, by all accounts, a disaster. Like, if you've gone back and watched any of that stuff, you had, David Arquette winning the title, Russo beating Ric Flair, and like, I think he won the title at some point too, or something like that. Just like the title getting changed like 5 times in like 2 weeks, between people being stripped and just handing the title over to people and screwy finishes and stuff. AEW is nowhere near WCW 2000. However, stuff like this is not helping your company to look legitimate at all. It's just not. You need to focus on yourself. And then, like, apparently elsewhere on the show, Ospreay hit back at Triple H. Because Triple H had said during WrestleMania weekend, I think it was like Pat McAfee show, it was just like, for the free agents who didn't sign here because they wanted a lighter schedule, they want to take it easy, then I don't want them here, because you gotta be willing to do the grind. And then Ospreay made some reference about Triple H, sleeping with Stephanie, and that's why he's at where he is, which is like so played out and old, dude. Like those jokes were like, that's like 15 years ago, man. Even 10, because like CM Punk would bring it back up. Well, no, that was like 2011 mainly when he was doing that. But like, yeah, that's just AEW. You need to focus on yourselves, man. At the end of the day, here's a life lesson, right? Like, you need to, if you ever have a situation where you break up with someone, right? They become your ex. Unless it's like an amicable split where you can both be friends, act like they don't exist. Move on with your life, all right? You do you. You do you. At the end of the day, that should be a life lesson for everybody. You do you. AEW, you do you. Stuff like this is not doing you. It's looking in the past. You need to be looking in the future. Stupid. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this whole situation. What do you think of the footage? Do you think it makes anyone look good? Do you think this helps AEW at all? Let me know all that stuff in the comments down below. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and like the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.